Hey, you made it. Come on in and join me. I'm Angela, and this is me making sense of myself. I'm super glad you're here. If you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button so you can follow the adventure as it unfolds. And if you love this podcast, share it with your friends. You have the capacity to understand yourself, and that's through connecting with and understanding other people. It's Friday, and it's time for the Frittity, or the Friday Ditty. I'm going to share with you a parable about this week's topic, how to clear confusion in mind, along with explaining what happened inside of me. So, let's get to it. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled amidst rolling hills, there lived a young woman named Maya. Maya was filled with curiosity and a thirst for knowledge. But she often found herself lost in a state of confusion. She would spend hours pondering the meaning of life, questioning her own beliefs, and striving to understand the world around her. One day, as Maya wandered through a lush forest near the village, she came across a wise old sage sitting under a majestic oak tree. Intrigued by his serene presence, Maya approached him and shared her struggles with confusion. The sage smiled gently and said, "Dear Maya, clarity is like the shining sun that pierces through the densest fog. It is the compass that guides us on our journey of self-discovery." Intrigued and eager to find clarity, Maya asked the sage, "But how do I overcome this state of confusion and find the clarity I seek?" The sage replied, "The path to clarity is paved with self-reflection and the willingness to ask questions. Just as a gardener tends to their plants, you must tend to the garden of your mind. Cultivate patience and embrace the discomfort of the unknown." Inspired by the sage's words, Maya embarked on a journey of inner exploration. She dedicated herself to introspection, diving deep into her thoughts and emotions. She asked herself meaningful questions and sought answers with an open heart and mind. Through this process, Maya discovered that confusion was simply a signpost on her journey. It was an invitation to dig deeper, to challenge her assumptions, and to expand her understanding. She realized that finding clarity required a willingness to trust herself, even when the path ahead seemed hazy and uncertain. With time and perseverance, Maya gradually found the clarity she sought. As she grew in self-awareness, she gained a newfound sense of purpose and direction. She saw how her newfound clarity transformed not only her own life, but also radiated outwards, positively impacting those around her. Dear listeners, the parable of Maya serves as a reminder that confusion is a catalyst for growth. By embracing the discomfort and asking ourselves meaningful questions, we can embark on a journey toward clarity and self-discovery. In this week's episodes, I dove deep into the process of overcoming confusion, and I offered practical insights to help you find the clarity you desire. But there's more to my story, so there are many times in my life when I feel confused, like when programs or phones get updated or changed and I need to solve new problems. To boot, it always seems like these changes happen at the most inopportune times, and when that happens and my stress level is high, it's so easy to forget that life is change. That confusion can lead to new and better understandings and ultimately clarity, but I have to remember that first. Overcoming confusion when in the midst of life changes is rough. Even today, as I was pondering what to say, I wondered if confusion and frustration are partners. You see, a few years ago, I noticed that I would get frustrated right before I got clarity. I used to think I was supposed to have the answers, that feeling confused or frustrated meant that I was no longer smart. That's not true. You see, I realized the smartest people I know continue through that feeling. They walk away for a moment or go do something different, and the brain keeps working at it. And then they get an aha moment, usually when they aren't looking directly at the problem. The subconscious mind figures it out. I was recently reading The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton, where he talks about a study done with explicit and implicit memories or experiences. And explicit, you're clearly teaching, somebody's trying to clearly teach you something. It's like, you need to know this. And implicit is maybe there's a parable or a story and you're unaware even of the topic that you're learning about. And let me just tell you a little bit about this study. Perhaps it will bring you some clarity. In the study that he talks about in his book, they had wondered if it was, open quote, possible to counteract our culture's undeniably negative view of aging and in doing so improve health, close quote. The winners were the implicit group. Remember, those are the, that's when you don't know you're learning. It's implicit, so you don't even know you have it. Like an implicit bias that you don't know you had, well, there's implicit learning too. So these people came in 4 times a week for 15 minutes and unconsciously observed words like wise, creative, and fit connected to old and senior. The words were flashed so quickly on the screen that only the subconscious mind could register them. This group showed physical improvement even more than a similar group that had exercised for 4 months. So, confusion is going to happen because we live in an ever-changing world. So how do you set yourself up to navigate confusion successfully to find clarity? Number 1, take a break. This can give you a different perspective and insights. Number 2, define it. What's confusing or unclear? Ask yourself questions or go get a friend to ask you questions to help you clarify. Sometimes I go to people and be like, I need you to help me figure this out. And they will. Experiment and accept uncertainty. Accepting that uncertainty is part of the journey can help you play and experiment in a way that you find a better solution than you could have ever imagined. And this is me we're talking about. So I'm going to add a number 4 that says, you guessed it, meditate. So knowing who I am deep within helps me connect, makes relationships win. Clarity enhances our communication flow, and though it's challenging, it helps us grow. Like, share, comment below to let me know what topics you'd like me to explore next. Remember to subscribe to Me Making Sense of Myself for weekly doses of inspiration and self-discovery. If you have a question, send it over, and I'll answer it. Let's just do this together. I'm Angela, and this is me making sense of myself.